Pastor Don asked Tom and me to share our faith testimonies in context of being considered for eldership. I asked myself two questions. Question number one, how can I capture 64 years of being connected to the church from infancy? They used to call it cradle roll. From infancy to the present, to capture in a few minutes my journey with Jesus Christ. The second is, do I prepare a spiritual journey resume for you, highlighting significant events, encounters, faith, professional and personal accomplishments, while omitting those things I have done that I'd rather not bring up at this particular point? You know, sin experiences that we all face because we fall short of God's glory. As I was looking at my chronological timeline, I wanted to share just a few milestones in my journey with Jesus with you. October 1962, my first Bible was given to me by my pastor, William McDonald. On November 1966, I preached my first sermon as a sixth grader at Asbury United Methodist Church in Eugene. And believe it or not, when I remembered, the title was God is Light. I graduated from Northwest Christian College in Eugene in 1978, was ordained at North Kinsey Church of Christ in 1979. I should go back, and Dolores and Shelton would enjoy this. I was baptized by immersion as a believer in 1973 at Santa Clara Church of Christ, where she attended, whose teacher was my Uncle Ken. I became ordained at North Kinsey Church of Christ in 1979, became a chaplain with the Oregon Department of Corrections in the year 2000. In August of this year, I celebrated 40 years in ministry. In November 27th of this year, my bride and I celebrated 37 years of marriage. I have served in various roles, professional ministry. However, none of this qualifies me. None of this would necessarily qualify me for becoming an elder at Willamina First Christian Church. So instead, I would like to share with you two life lessons that the Lord is currently teaching me. And this is probably the most significant part about my faith journey at this time. Switch places. Lesson number one, when I take my eyes off Jesus, even as a believer, I experience painful pruning from the master gardener. Anybody experience that? When I try to be successful or plan out my life journey using my resources, my skills, my intellect, without giving it God control, I experience painful consequences. Be it as a man, a Christian, a husband, a father, a minister, a chaplain, a neighbor, whatever role that God invites me at any given particular point of life, at any time, any circumstance, there will be pruning by the master gardener if I do not let him have control. The Bible tells us that God will give us the desires of our hearts in context of a genuine relationship with Jesus. I believe that and I claim that verse. However, if the genuine desires of my heart as a Christian superimpose my will upon God's plan for me, the best I can receive is second best. As a husband, as a father, as an employee, as a Christian man. God has been teaching me that he truly wants the best for me and has the perfect plan, but it requires me to completely trust him from the get-go, up front, not after I have exhausted my limited skills and resources, trying to be successful on my own merits. Kelly and I have, since January 4th, 2015, been working for the Department of Corrections on opposite sides of the state. It will be 5 years next month. I know as a believer, God's plan is for me to receive a job transfer on this side of the Cascades and cease to travel, lodging, meals, etc., and to be separated from my bride. I've tried, I've used my limited resources, my skills, my whatever, to make it happen, yet no transfer. God says, yes, but you have to trust me from the get-go, and you have to wait on me. God is teaching me that his plan is perfect. His timing is perfect. And the outcome is my best, his best for me. I want to share with you a passage of scripture that many of you, if not all, would be familiar with. We know it as we prepare for Easter. We hear the words of Jesus when he's hanging on the cross, Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani, my God, why have thou forsaken me? Which is a direct quote from David's Psalm 22, verse 1. My God, why have you forsaken me? Why are you so far from saving me? So far from the words of my groaning. Oh my God, I cry out by day, but you do not answer, by night, and am not silent. And here's the key, verse 3. Yet you are enthroned as the Holy One. You are the praise of Israel. What God is teaching me, the second thing that he's teaching me is that I need to give him control up front, from the get-go. And even if it doesn't make sense, what God is teaching me is that even though it doesn't meet my expectation or it doesn't go the way I think God should make it go for me in this particular journey in life, what I'm finding is that if I trust him, then he will always give me the best. If I trust him, even when it doesn't make sense. Hey, Lord, I think it's 5 years is long enough. Make the transfer happen tomorrow. Lord, I know it's in your plan, so why don't you do it according to my timeline? But God invites me to be patient and to wait on him and be totally dependent upon him. That is my testimony, my faith testimony, is that God has a perfect plan. He wants me to put him in control and allow him to move according to his perfect plan, which is always for my best. Thank you.
In the morning when I rise,